I'm Cyndi.
And I'm Erika.
And this is Wiping Around. Ding! We are tackling our 1972 Hunter Compact Junior's interior. Our overall goal is to insulate Wendy a little bit more behind the cabinets and under the benches, just to help, you know, maintain temperature a little bit better.
And then Wendy's windows, unfortunately, there's been some water intrusion over the years before we got her, and probably us a little bit too, where it's actually broken down the wood frames on the interior portion of the windows. So I plan to sand those down so we can stain them like we have the same color of the cabinets, and then also be able to polyurethane it and wood filler it and bring it all back. And I plan to inlay some magnets and create like a little Reflectix magnetic cover, sort of like a sunshade over the windows, that's going to help prevent sun bleaching on our brand new upholstery that my mom did. So that should be pretty neat too. And who knows what other kind of mischief I'm going to get myself into when I have the buffer in my hands. And we want to show you our trials and tribulations. Also, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. We really appreciate your support.
So first, before we can get any work done, we have to empty out Wendy.
Aww.
It's gonna be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
You wanna help us fix up Wendy? Okay. Now that we have everything emptied, I'm gonna take the curtains off, so that way if we shatter the windows, we'll really be able to see it happen. And maybe take out that front shelf. It's just from years of sitting up here, I think. Oh. Not attached to anything. It's just a really snug fit. How do they do it? I just think I have to take this lip off.
How did they get that up there?
I mean, it'd be nice to have this out. Yeah, this is it.
Ugh, no way,
No.
Jose.
No way.
Frick.
How did this go in? Let's saw it in half.
We've encountered a problem.
This is so snug that you can't. Did you hear that? Thank goodness it moves back and forth. But now we're gonna do a frame at a time, I think, of sanding. It might be a little bit more slow going, but of course that's the way projects go. I'm using 80 grit sandpaper. This is a buffer, and we can put the link down below, but this is a buffer that I used originally to polish Wendy, but we've also used it to sand down everything. So I got these 6-inch discs, and we can also put that link. And it's been really great and multi-purpose tool, which I love. So here we go.
Well, you look great.
That's what the mask is for.
What are you doing?
Just trying to release a lot of asbestos and also flatten this out as much as possible so we can put a nice threshold here that will also help us roll our toilet out, but will also help sort of tidy up some of this linoleum that has just aged poorly over time. Looks a lot better.
Okay, I cleaned to the best of my ability. There's still some dust floating around, so we're just gonna have to let it settle and address it in the morning.
Yeah, we'll give it like one more like damp cloth wipe down before we do anything.
Before we call it a day, we're gonna wood fill on all the frames, and there's a couple of spots where it's kind of coming off from the fiberglass, and we're going to glue it down with some
Gorilla Crazy Glue.
A crazy glue.
Craggle.
Any excuse to wear a headlamp.
I'll find it. This is just empty back here. I think I might just put a little lipstick on the pig. So I'm just trying to build it up so at least it looks nice. We're not replacing this part, even though it is water damage, because it is still glued and screwed. So I think we would do more damage and potentially hurt the fiberglass if we were to try to pull this off. So we're gonna seal up on the inside lip part of this, on the other side, and seal up in here so there's no more water intrusion. And this is sandable, stainable. It's not gonna dry pink. This is pink until it's dry. So we're just gonna kind of fill in so that we have like a little bit of shape. It's never gonna look perfect, but we're not doing that because it'll do more harm than good. It's gonna be great. You know what? You're gonna be really sorry when this looks awesome. Or I'm gonna be really sorry when this looks like a dumpster fire.
Now we're gonna let all this cure.
A big shout out to Cyndi for her problem solving skills on how to use the tiniest little clamps to hold that piece in place while the Gorilla Glue cures and holds that frame back together. Good morning! Day 2. The plaster that we used to fill the holes and kind of build up that water damaged corner is dry. So if you just want to take a little peek. So this one was the biggest, ugliest problem child. You can kind of see some of the water staining damage. Most of them were just little holes from 1,000 different curtain rods that have been put up over time. Stainable, hopefully you won't even notice, but this is before I sand. All the windows have been sanded. This was that corner that was really bad, so that's all nice and smooth. And this is that piece that was coming out, so we reattached that, so now that frame is solid again. Here's the other little bit of filler. We're gonna inlay these little magnets into the frame. I have a spade drill bit that we'll be using to inlay little sunken holes for these guys. And I needed to figure out, with the help of Tula, where we should put them. The windows are 47 inches long and 22.5 inches high. And we want 3 magnets on the top and bottom and then 2 on the sides, but we want to make sure the corners are held on. So you must create a diagram. My masa would be very proud of me. Pretty good, right? You're happy with that?
I'm happy with that. Are you happy with that?
Yeah. This is like a cool idea. I don't like it for this project where it like screws in and grabs, because then it just keeps pulling. But this was all they had. So it's very scary. But so far so good. Newest snafu.
Stainable, Phil, they said. They said it was stainable.
It's weird because when you put stain on it, it doesn't stain.
Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Not actually stainable.
I feel disappointed.
I know, I feel disappointed too. Erica's too disappointed to be in this shot right now, but I think we're gonna have to pivot on the windowsills to painting.
I don't want to do that.
Nobody wants to do that.
You do.
In between the polyurethaning that we're doing on the windows and that shelf. How's that polyurethane job doing?
Oh, there's nothing I love more than doing everything upside down.
You're a regular Michelangelo.
I am.
We're gonna start priming the walls. All right, we're prepped. Over here, cut off the rest of that janky floor that was curling up. We're gonna paint all of this. I'm pretty sure that this fiberglass has never been painted. We're going with Zinsser 123 Bullseye Primer for all surfaces, 20% greater coverage, greater hide. Pretty much you can use this on anything. We saw this on the Fiberglass Camper message boards, basically, that this is like the best primer. I just finished spray painting underneath the benches to get a good coat of primer on there. I'm gonna let it dry, maybe do another coat. I don't need it to be perfect because we're gonna cover this in Reflectix, but it is nice to have just something on that fiberglass because it hasn't been protected at all this whole time, since 1972. It was time. Everything's coming together. It's coming together. These are our new window covers for when we're driving. The magnets, since they're inlaid, allow for zero light to be let in, which will really help protect our cushions. So this is great. It's literally like a sunshade that you put in your car, but for our camper. Apparently, Zinsser is like impossible to come by right now. So I still have a little bit of priming left to do. So I got this Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch primer. First coat is on. Lots and lots of taping. Really annoying. Hopefully it comes out okay. Okay, so our next step is to put in the insulation. We're gonna do it under the benches and behind the cabinets using Reflectix. This is nice and thin. It's easy to cut to size and make work in all the nooks and crannies. So for adhesive, I am using some Gorilla Heavy Duty Spray Adhesive. They also recommend automotive adhesive, spray adhesive that you can use, but this is what we had and we were getting close to budget, so we're just gonna try it.